And back again. All right, guys. So I want to talk a little bit about what happens when the universe is trying to give you a lesson and a blessing in the same time. You'll sometimes meet people in your life when you are in so much pain and sorrow that you don't realize that it's a blessing in disguise, because you're so focused on the negative, the the situation, relationship, friendship, whatever you want to call it. It brings you to an enlightenment stage to show you that you need to look at the positive, look at the good things that are being brought to the table to you. And so, not everybody, you know, gets it on the first time around. It takes, once or twice. It takes a couple of times. But, you have to learn. You learn about it as you grow. And so, when people walk out of your life, you could be completing the cycle of your past. So, what I'm really trying to get at is when you're healing. Like I said, you're looking at the negative, but the universe, the Lord, they brought you somebody positive into your life to allow you to heal and understand and take from that relationship, friendship, commitment, whatever I call it, to grow. And so the one person that's healing and is still looking at the negative isn't seeing what's being brought to the table fully and clearly, usually until it's gone. And then, like, the other person, sometimes, they're putting in the work, doing everything they can to make that person feel comfortable, make them feel loved, appreciated. And so they don't understand, they can't understand what's going on with you. So if you give them time, if they give them time to, fully heal, which usually it doesn't happen the first time I'm around. It takes a separation for both parties to realize what was happening. So I mean, even if the person that's not going through a situation, they probably had past hurt, past trauma. They've had that heart broken many a times, and so they just do what's easiest for them, and you can't fault them for that, because you still were healing, and you had to learn to bring in. You had to learn, basically. You gotta let that negative stuff go, let the past go, and appreciate what's in front of you. And karma balances itself out in situations like that by allowing people to separate. And while that person's healed, they take that lesson and they learn from it. And if that person decides to come back again, then they are be able to reciprocate fully what was missing the first time. And then, with the other person, they might not, things might not go smoothly on their end. Depends on how the situation, ends. But most of the time, the universe basically is at play. It's called divine intervention. They'll pull you away if you're not learning to move ahead and do what you're supposed to do for that blessing that gave you, and vice versa. For the other person, if they, decide to move on, they'll realize that that person wasn't fully in, they weren't in full capability of giving their all. But they, when they heal, you give them time. They get, well, when time takes its place, what takes its course, however you want to call it or put it, when they realize that, well, this person, did a pretty good job for somebody that was healing. Maybe they, maybe they are healed now, and they might be able to reciprocate, which is nothing wrong with that. Some people, a lot of people that I've read, try to say, you shouldn't wait for anybody, but that's not what unconditional love is. That's not what loyalty is. That's not, you know, I don't. It's not really something to me. It just, it's divine time and divine intervention. From what I've learned, the Lord, the universe will remove that blessing from you till you're ready to receive it. And if if that other person doesn't want to come back around, then the Lord will bless you with someone else that is capable of loving you. But like I said, not every situation is like that. I mean, most of the time, when there's divine intervention, it's because the Lord put a soulmate or a divine partner in your life for you to be able to grow with that person. They're meant to be in your life. And you can take it or leave it, and it's on you. But that's usually what it is. There's some people that just, it'll take years for them to realize that they had somebody really good, and then they let them go for something temporary. So it just comes down to the mindset of both parties, because some situations you're meant to leave because they're just, some people are toxic and they don't want to, they're not trying to give anything. They just, want to take. And, but when you have equal reciprocity, you should, give it a second chance, because that's what a good relationship, friendship is. It's give and take. People who only look for what they can gain out of a situation, they will never have anything that lasts. But if you got someone that's willing to take the time and help uplift you and boost you and keep you grounded, and they do the same for you, it's it's a match made in heaven. Just like people that's like, some people have more yang in their chart, or more yang. Some people have more good qualities versus the other person has more, not negative qualities, but like they're more assertive. One person could be more on the nurturing side, the loving side, they just always positive, upbeat, and happy. And then you got the other person that's logical, stern, responsible, and when you put those two opposites together, they create a whole. And so some people have to look at those situations and see it for what it is. And sometimes it takes longer than sometimes it takes longer for people. It just depends on how much of the work you doing on yourself to realize what's really happening. I mean, like I said, the best examples I could give you is like me. Like, I know I had a lot of toxic stuff. It took me 5 years to go through grief, depression. I was on borderline. I felt like I was going crazy, but I wasn't. I was healing, and I was removing things that did no longer serve me. And so now I'm in a place in my life where I'm healed. I'm fully capable of giving back what's given to me. And if when people are ready, my door is always open. I don't. I give people I believe in second chances because daggone headphones. All right, I believe in second chances. So people who don't give second chances, that's just their cup of tea, and it is not always meant to give everyone a second chance. But if you put it out there and you allow them to come back and give you and show you that there's a difference in change, then yeah. But if they come back and they want to be toxic and negative and do all kind of want to be in that player energy, this is male or female, like you want to just go ahead and let them go. But like some people just some people are they face heartbreak a lot, and so they have to heal those wounds in order to see that not everybody's out to break their heart, and not everybody is always going to be capable of just jumping right in all the way. That's what one of my other messages I had was about self-love and learning about self-love and learning to have a real love for somebody versus like a lust love, and everything you don't want everything based off sex. You want a friendship first. You want to be able to have a friendship with somebody in order to then move into that next stage. You want to grow with the person. You don't want to just lead everything back to sex, because then that's where you'll never reach common ground on anything. You want to be able to have common ground, be able to see from each other's perspective. You want to mirror each other just about. You want to see the qualities in that other person. You want to see your qualities in that person, and that person wants to see their qualities in you. That's what a good relationship is. In most retrospect, I mean, there's situations where some relationships are just they're the happiest built off of sex. And don't get me wrong, now I love me some sex. And I don't know if I'm supposed to be saying that, but I love having some fun, and it's I had to learn to let that go first and see a person for who they are and understand them, and then move into the fun part. And then if that's what happens after that, where you have a foundation built. And so when you have that foundation built, then you'll be able to then you keep growing, and you're having that fun, you're having adventures, you're going spreading your wings to do things together, and it creates more reciprocity. And that's what you want to look for. You want that equal give and take. And I kind of varied off from the topic. I covered the topic somewhat, but I'm gonna go back to the slide back into that. But so, like I said, it all goes back to some people want to have fun right off the rip, and they think that's what love is. A lot of us of this young generation, us millennials, we don't understand that even our parents' generation stuff, they don't understand that not everything's based off of sex. Is you want to have that love. You want to build a foundation, then grow into that and have that fun, because then it's more meaningful. You're sharing your energy with them, and so you're sharing your energy with them, and they're sharing their energy with you, and it's just a beautiful. That's what creates that beautiful sensation and beautiful synergy. That's what words for. So you want to create that synergy with people, and you want to be able to grow that synergy to where it's just you're inescapable. Because sometimes we have a magnetism on people without even having the sex. It's just that desire, and then you get that desire. Then what? But if you have that foundation, and then you go and have that desire, it means something more, because that person will never leave your side. So, hope that helps. And like I said, I might change the title on this, because this is somewhat, I touched on it most of, but it's like it's a little bit more than that. I'm about to change my title a little bit, but I hope this helps you guys, and I hope it kind of it resonates with some people, those who are needing to understand some of that. And I just think it's a wonderful lesson that I learned in my life. That's like the biggest lesson I've learned. So I hope this helps, and y'all be blessed. Have a good weekend, and I'll talk to y'all one of these sometime. But y'all be good, be blessed.